Good, beautiful morning, everybody. I hope everybody is starting their beautiful Monday morning off in good spirits. It is Christmas week. We're pumped about that. It kind of, I don't know about you guys, but for some reason it don't seem so Christmassy this year for us. Whatever reason that may be, I don't know, right? It could be, we bet we're just tired, right? Probably because we're tired. But I hope everybody's ready for Christmas and they're going to have a wonderful Christmas this year, as well as a safe and awesome new year. We've had a phenomenal year. But that's not what I want to make this video about this morning. This video, I want to make a little bit about the importance of being yourself. And why that is so important. And why I wish I would have learned that. Like, say, I don't know, 40 years ago. Maybe 35 years ago. Right? All my life, I remember, I'll express mine a little bit. Well, a lot of my life, in all different aspects of my life, I was told to act a certain way. I was told to don't talk like that. I was told don't dress like that. Don't look like that. Don't say those things. Then will hurt people's feelings, or, not mean things, just factual topics that should be discussed, I believe. So all my life I was told to be something that I wasn't. And which made me become a massive people pleaser. And let me tell you something about being a people pleaser. If you are a people pleaser, do some soul searching. Figure out who you are and all the people that may have not intentionally directed you into becoming a people pleaser. However, their actions did. F them. Okay? And I'm not saying that in a mean way to them or a mean way to anybody else. Forget about them and be yourself. Nothing is more valuable than being yourself. Nothing. Nothing trumps being yourself. What I learned, what I did is I began to learn, oh my God, okay, so there is something wrong with me. Everywhere I went, from schools to the people I surrounded with, everything. Be somebody different. Be somebody different. Don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. Don't say that. Don't dress like that. Don't look like that. Don't have strong beliefs like that. So that was like pumped down my throat all my life. So I became a people pleaser and began to think something was wrong with me. And here's the problem with that. When we become a people pleaser, we feel like something is off with us. Something ain't right with us. So we begin to do and hang around with everybody to just try to make them happy. And doing things for them even when you technically don't want to do for them. Or you constantly are trying to make a relationship work, a friendship work, just because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. That's what people pleasers do. They will stay in a friendship with somebody their entire life, even though they don't want to be, because they turned into people pleasers and they feel like something is wrong with them. At 44 years young, only a couple years ago, I realized this. Sometimes you have to say F them. And I don't mean that in a bad way to the people you've been people pleasing. Or the people that said you can't act like that, you can't dress like that, you can't talk like that, you can't look like that, you can't do this, you can't do that. Go do what the rest of the world does. Go do this, go do that. Follow in line. Make sure you act just like everybody else acts. Blah, 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 blah. All that rhetoric. Well, I'm here to tell you, all that does is ruins your existence. It takes from what God gave you, or whoever you believe in gave you. It takes out who you are. And it makes us become followers and trying to fit in with everybody around. Hence, this is the big reason why I think I've done a lot of self-development in the course of the past 8 to 10 years. And this is one of the biggest reasons I realized that I drank alcohol and became an alcoholic. One of the biggest reasons why I used drugs and became a drug addict. One of the biggest reasons why I never made it and did anything worthwhile in my life, because I was trying to follow the herd and I knew something inside of me was off. I wasn't supposed to do what everybody was telling me I was supposed to do. Now, I am not saying go get a job and provide for yourself. Obviously, right? We all got to do that. But what I'm saying is I wasn't myself. And that is the biggest detriment to one's life, period. Is to constantly people please other people and not live for you or be who you are. I'm going to tell you just like this. If being who you are offends somebody over here, bam, to that person. Forget them. Not in a mean derogatory way. That just means that person ain't supposed to be in your life. That's it. Bottom line. No harsh feelings on that individual over there, period. In other words, F them. Right? That's what I mean when I say F them. I don't mean F them in a mean, bad on them people. No, nothing about that. It is F them in your mind so you can move on and be who you are intended to be. A lot of us move through life living just like that. A lot of us. I've seen it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And to me, that ain't living. If we can't be genuinely who we are, we ain't living. And a lot of us say, I am who I am. Nah. There's some things you're conforming to that you wouldn't conform to if there wasn't consequences attached to what you're conforming to. Now, what I am saying, I'm not saying consequences like if you have ill intent for the world or for the people around you and you want to do bad. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about because if you believe in a certain way, right? Or you believe in a certain dress code, or you believe in how you conduct yourself needs to fit the narrative of everybody around you. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. As long as it doesn't harm or cause any ill intent or harm to anybody, right? I'm not condoning in that whatsoever. And if that's what you're going to pull out of this and get out of it, well, then maybe you're probably one that needs some help, right? You might need some help. What I'm trying to get people to do is just be yourself without feeling bad for being. Why do people feel bad for being themselves? Tell me that. Because we've been indoctrinated through school systems and all different kinds of things. No, this is just theatrical. This is just speculative, right? My speculative belief of how to behave and how not to behave, right? Now, when I say that, I'm not saying go disrespect people and be me. I'm not saying I am all about humanity and I'm all about loving the neighbor. And people know that. I am all about not harm. There's no need for harm, right? I'm not for that. But why do people feel so guilty for being themselves? It could be their upbringing, could be the school systems, could be the surroundings they're in, their work environment, and on and on. The list could go on and on. The church you attend, whatever, right? And that I'm not going after church. I'm not going after schools. I'm just speaking speculatively about why do people feel bad for being themselves. I did. I felt terrible. I thought something was wrong with me. Oh my God, something's wrong with my mind. And what I want to do, like I wanted to wake up and run out the door and run like run out like Forrest Gump, dude. That is my energy level, right? That's been my energy level all my life. Like just hit the road running and go and go and go and go, right? That's why I believe entrepreneurship works for me. It's not for everybody, but it works for me because I'm at my best when I have something to do. I'm at my worst when I have nothing to do. I do not like that feeling. It's empty. It feels bad for me, right? That may be different for you. So what makes us, what makes us fear to be ourselves? It's got to be, it's only a few things. Like I said, it's got to be our upbringing, people we surround ourselves with. School told you how you should be conformed and how you should conduct yourself and how you should act. And deep down inside, maybe you wanted to be a whatever, right? Something different, a free thinker, a independent thinker, or whatever. But they tell you not to be that, or whatever, right? And some of them do tell you to get creative and da da da. But that goes out the window. Oh, what about the college time certs, right? That creative thinking stuff goes out the window, right? So I wanted to make this message because I think it's important for all of you, just like me, to be myself. Years ago, I tried making video content, and I still held on to that something was wrong with me. So I had to conduct myself the way other people online were conducting themselves in order to fit in. Today, I don't care if I fit in. I don't need any, I don't need any reassurance, or I don't need anybody to like me or not like me. That's your choice, and I truly don't care if you do or don't, right? That's great if you do. I love you back, and it's great if you don't. I still love you as humanity, right? Not everybody mixes together. But for a while ago, I tried making video content, and I realized that I wasn't being my genuine self. And I had to work on that within me to find out why I felt that way. Think hard about where that stemmed from, where it came from, and then give the big old middle finger to the ones that made me feel that way. Not literally. I didn't call them up and say, hey, F you, or hey, you son of a blah, blah. I didn't do any of that, period. I just selected how much time I involved myself with those individuals in life. Is my dog outside? Anyways, and then I began to work on myself and realize that it is 1,000%. As long as you don't have ill intent, you don't want harm for people, and things like that, right? Then whatever, right? If those things are going on, there is help out there, and seek it, okay? There's plentiful of help out there. Seek it if you're having those thoughts and those feelings. And if you do feel like you're in a bad state of mind because you feel like you can't be yourself, get out of that. I think a lot of people, I think suicide rate is up because of that. Is one of the reasonings right there. There are suicide hotline numbers. They're everywhere. So I'm not condoning any of that behavior. So I had to I didn't literally call people up. I just began to be myself. And if people liked that, they liked that. And if they didn't, they fell off. It's kind of funny how things will rinse themselves right out of your life once you start becoming you and standing strong in your views, in your opinions, and your beliefs, right? We all have opinions and beliefs. Here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. Opinions are just opinions, right? They're not statistical facts. They're not hard facts. They're not black and gray. It's just an opinion, right? But our beliefs, we stand on, right? So if I were you, as I did, if you feel like you can't be yourself, start asking yourself why. And start doing the research it takes to heal yourself from that. Start becoming yourself, and the right people you want to surround you in your circles will arrive within time. I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Patty is out getting... Patty won a hair... Patty won some type of an appointment with a hairstylist. You guys, my bad. I'm not good with this stuff. I get it. Nail techs, hair techs, all this stuff, right? I'm not good with that stuff at all. So she's down the road getting that done right now, and then getting her hair dyed and eyebrows and all kinds of stuff. So she wants stuff. But we're also going to pay the lady. I can't think of her name. Gosh. I'll drop it in the link below. It's right down here on Midland and Gratiot. She won that the other day through Breaking 989. Thank you, Ryan Lee. That's super awesome. And she's getting that taken care of this morning. And after that, me and her are going to go knock out one of our client Tammy's houses. And then both girls, Nikki and Alicia are heading out to our 2 a.m. accounts out in Oakley, Michigan, then Chesaning, Michigan. So we have a busy day. If you guys don't feel like you're being yourself, just start being yourself, right? Unless there's like some ill intent you have behind that, don't do that, right? I love you guys. Have a blessed day.